Hello, hello once again. This is another episode of the Hungry Bleek podcast. I don't know why it takes so long with that blank. I think I've done it in like 3 episodes. I don't understand why. Anyway, so say very cool. Well, by the time you see this, hopefully it won't still be snow on the ground, but there's a lot of snow on the ground here. Very windy, but it is a very chill day because I have a very chill person on today. I don't like to say guests. Guests seem so informal and interviewy, and as I've said before, I suck at interviews. Just not my thing. But I dig these cool, chill conversations. This is the type of thing that I would be doing like any other day if I went out with these people to go get something to eat. And speaking of food and eating, yes, the name Hungry Bleak. Today we're going to focus on the hungry part. I think more than anything. This person, this artist, I think might be hungrier, if not as hungry as me. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Probably the second person I've like met in my life that might rival my appetite for food. So obviously I have to have them on. I mean, that's just obviously phenomenal artist. Just the vibe. I've never met this person like in person, but the vibe and the coolness and just the whole chill is like, yes, just yes, yes. Give me a cup of that. Give me a hot cup of this individual. Yes, because I love that. I love. You know what? I should have lit an incense for this show. I should have lit an incense to chill and just be relaxed. Damn, missed that opportunity. But as soon as this is done, bet I'm lighting like 2 incense probably today. Person feels like a jazz note. I don't know if that is a good description. I'm not sure. But ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender fluid folks, please introduce. Oh, excuse me. No, I'm introducing them. See, I'm so nervous about how chill they are that it's making me erratic. That's what it does. I want to introduce a phenomenal artist, cool, chill person, the creator of That G Life, and just all around awesome person. This is Steph Edwards.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing? How you doing? All right. First, so
Good.
as with every person, I want to say thank you so much for doing this and being a part of this. Um, you know what? I think the best part about doing this kind of thing is everybody is in their chill, comfy gear. I'm just realizing that everybody's chill.
Listen, you gotta be. If I actually take this do rag off for something, it's gotta be darn important.
See that?
That's all I
Well,
can say
well,
about that.
damn. Well, damn. That hurt my feelings. No, no, I'm just playing. Look, I have a hat on. Just be and like I shaved my head last night, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to wear a hat today. I don't know. And like I was like, just put the hat on because this is my favorite hat, so I'll just put it on. Why not?
We
The hell with
wearing our chill, cool, comfortable clothes. That's what we gotta do. If people got a problem with that, I'm sorry. You
it.
know,
See. But that's the whole vibe of this is just to be like I had uh Regina Sawyer on and I had on jeans and like a t-shirt and everything like I was about to go somewhere. I mean I did, but still. And I was like, oh, that's a real cool sweater you got on. She was like, oh, I got a whole jumpsuit on. And she showed me the pants. I was like, damn. And I'm over here in jeans. I got my sneakers on and everything. Why am I not trying to live this best life? Like, why am I not chill? I don't know. But that's me. But first off, yeah, that hoodie is cool as hell. I love the color, and I love the nope on it. That's awesome.
always,
See
always.
that. See, I need one that I would think like hope would be one that I would like, but I go nah. I'll just take the nope or nah. Those two I would be down. Nope, nah, or hungry. Those three things I think would be cool on a hoodie. Maybe I'll go and do something on T Square and order myself one up. I don't know.
That's the thing. I last year, I don't know. Last year, it was just the energy for life and whatever kind of
Mm-hmm.
just went out the door. So while you see those shirts or whatever that say the typical, type of uh positive, overly cheerful type of
Yeah.
stuff, I'm not with that anymore. It's just like, no, I don't really have the energy for that. No, I don't want to be the bigger person. No, leave me alone. Things
See
like that.
that? Yeah, like sometimes you just, and it doesn't mean that you like you want to just obliterate. Oh, like it doesn't have to be a negative thing to just be like, no. It's cool to protect your energy. It's cool to be like, I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm good. Especially to be a person of color, a black person, and being a black woman, your alert is on, like your spider sense is tingling like 28 days like 28 days all month, like 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, as always. So at a certain point you got to go, I'm not, nope, I'm not. Read the shirt, nope, not today, not tomorrow. Matter of fact, I'm taking a whole month off. I'm good.
That's what it is. It's a balance between trying to be a realist,
Hmm.
being in the present, but there's still a little hope, you know, that things will either be better or they'll change or whatever. But the main thing is just I'm right here in this moment. I'm dealing with any situation as it is. Can it change to get better or whatnot? Yeah, sure. I'm hopeful for that. If it doesn't, I'm I'm prepared for if it doesn't. If it gets worse, I'm also prepared for if that happens. I'm not gonna lay my eggs all in the hope basket thinking, something that might not happen. It's just about dealing with things right as they're happening and knowing how to, just deal with it. Like we got our own energies and sometimes we're so bent on trying to keep everyone else happy or, do things to the societal norms that we kind of like leave ourselves behind. And when
Yeah,
you get like that, then you start going around being like, nope.
exactly. Like I always try to um like describe myself as, I'm an optimist with experience. Like, yeah, I'm hoping that, yeah, this is cool. I'm hoping that this goes, but I'm like, just in case, let me have plan B through G,
Yeah,
just in case.
through Z.
Uh, you know, well, I ain't got that much time. After a certain point, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna give up on this. I'm gonna just walk off. I'm not. I can't give you the whole alphabet, but I can give you a few letters. I'm not giving you to Z though. I'm not. No, once we get to zebra, I'm out. I gotta.
You're,
Matter of
you're done.
fact,
You're done. It's just like, no,
matter
no.
matter of fact, I've outstayed my welcome, because that means I shouldn't have been in that situation. Till the minute I get to M, I'm like, I don't think this is where I should be. I
Right.
don't.
This is just not the right path. Let's just start somewhere else.
Yeah, let me go home. I'm gonna get a good, few hours sleep, maybe a nap. Come back, see what's going on.
Right.
Let's see what's going on. So today, Steph, what are we talking about today?
Um, Anywhere from like you said, food, art, and just life itself. Like, is everybody all right? Sometimes you just really gotta ask that. You gotta ask yourself that. Sometimes are you all right? And that's it. Just let's talk.
Yeah, I mean, food. I don't. Food is on my mind far too often. I feel is almost destructive. I will, like, you ever eat, like, no, like you're in the process of eating, and you just go, I wonder what I'm gonna have for lunch though. I wonder what's gonna be dinner. I'm trying to figure that out, because this is good, but I'm trying to think of that next step. What else is gonna be coming up? And then you got to figure out where you want to go, what you want to eat, and you with each meal you're trying to top it. Breakfast was good. I got to top it for lunch though. I got to top it for lunch. What am I going to do?
Listen, I will be cooking and be like, you know what? I think that I want something better than this, and that's just what's going to happen. I'll be in the middle of frying some chicken, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna make this, and it's gonna be great. But in addition to that, let me thaw this steak out over here, and if that's what I feel like, then that's what's gonna happen. Is I want the best experience when I'm eating, and I'm not
Mm.
ashamed to when I make it, and I know it's supreme. Then I'm gonna show my appreciation quite loudly for it. So food that's a pleasure in life. We still gotta eat to live, and it's a healthy balance of eating to live and living to eat. So
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
enjoying both of them. What's the darn point if I can't really get down and almost have an orgasmic experience eating my food?
That's what I'm saying. See, food, there's a thing now. Obviously, I mean, eating to fuel our bodies and stuff like that. Yes, yes, yes. Nutrients, obviously, yes. But it should be an experience. Even if I don't care if you're just making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If you putting something into it and you eat it, you can be like, damn, what is this? Where these peanuts come from? This is some special. Who made this peanut butter? These grapes were blessed by the deities. This jelly. Who made wait? Who put their foot in this sandwich? I didn't make this sandwich. The ancestors must have been guiding me through this sandwich. The ancestors guided me through making a PB and J. Whose mama do I need to make this sandwich for? Who is this?
Or how about when you get excited when you're actually making it? I mean, to
Yes,
open up the peanut butter and to be like, you know what, this smells primo, and then when it
yes.
spreads on nice and soft, that that done made my day. So
It's not just the journey, but it's getting there. Like if you are cooking and you're having fun doing it, and you're actually like, damn, you know what? Yeah, yeah. And you start getting into it. You might have some music going, you know what I'm saying, just to get a little bit mood. You know what I mean? You might, have like your tablet on, and you might be watching maybe YouTube to get the recipe. See how they're doing it, and you're like, oh, you know what? This is good, but I'm gonna do something different than what you're doing. I'm gonna get back to that step, but I gotta put a little something extra on it, like that feeling, that vibe, that flow.
that's right. Make it yours. Make it
Exactly,
yours.
exactly that feeling. It, yeah, there's something about just cooking at home. Like I'm getting home tired. I'm like, just kind of just don't want. And then I go, you know what? Maybe let me just do something real quick, and it can be something quick. Like lately, my favorite thing to make because I went vegetarian for January. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna still go. Like I ate some meat the other day. Like I'm gonna go back and forth, but it felt good.
Mm-hmm.
So just something different, and I'm trying like these different tastes and different textures, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing lately has been I've been making scrambled eggs, which aren't actually eggs. They're this thing called just egg,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
where it's like a plant based. Better. I'll still keep using that because I like that better than regular scrambled eggs. To be honest with you,
Okay. All right.
has just has a still as light, it's lovely, looks just like it, everything. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you would know. You can do scrambled eggs with them, omelets, what have you. So it's still great.
And I didn't
Um,
hear about them. I was like, now that I have a actual review, now I
yes,
can see about trying to go and get it. Okay.
yeah, it definitely and it takes seasoning very well. So if you put some salt in there, don't put too much because it'll actually accentuate it like more that I find. But you can, I mean, so easy. Takes maybe about 5 minutes maybe to really get a good scramble going.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond sausage patties, which are also plant based. They have sausage patties. They have sausage links.
Mm-hmm.
For not, oh my god, yes, they have spicy, and they have like regular. Spicy ones are good, like how you would get the where's sausage patties from? McDonald's when you have like the little spicy, like a little bit of pepper in them.
Yeah, you see those little flip.
Yep,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
that. And
Yes.
I've been having like this like sandwich thins, like as my toast instead of using regular bread.
Mm-hmm.
That's been my favorite thing. Like this morning, I made the just egg scrambled sausage patties, and I made a waffle. And I was like, and I was just sitting there. I'm like, and I'm having a stir. I'm like, stirring up the eggs to get them scrambled, and then in the same pan, like when the eggs just about done, I throw in the sausage patties, get them in there. I'm like, this is. And I had my new teapot going, so I had the hot water going for the tea. This is like my second cup of tea. I'm just like, I'm good. I'm off
Nice.
on a Friday. Like actually, I have a 3-day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Bet I'm good. That's
And
a beautiful
your
thing.
day is set right there. Your
See,
day is set.
that's it. And it's only like, and it's still like early in the day. I might go to the grocery store because I need actually some vitamins. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like that. But I might go tomorrow because I'm off tomorrow too. So
And there you go. It's listen, man. We have to do what is beneficial to us. Just do it on your time. Enjoy every little bit of it. it's a pleasure when you're sitting up there and you're making your meal, and you're watching as it's coming together, looking all nice. Like, my
Yes.
main thing is I have to, after like recent events, I have to start eating more healthy. I'm that type
Hmm.
that's gonna eat every junk food in creation before I lay hands on any type of green vegetable.
Yeah.
So, I get some eggs like that, and it wind up being more cheese than eggs or something like
I I kind of feel attacked. I'll be honest with you because that was me. I used to kill it. I'd be like, why is this so? Why, why are these eggs so hard? Like I made them fluffy. Like why is that? I was like, oh yeah,
it's a lot of cheese, man.
mm,
It's a lot of cheese.
I didn't realize I had put. I mean, but things happen.
And
Yeah.
you know what? The thing is, and all this time, they really do mean it when, you start uh getting with your parents more, learning more things and being more receptive to the
Hmm.
things they were trying to teach you and everything. So
Yep.
the other day I was like, okay, mom, I'm tired of this. Why aren't my eggs looking like yours? Why aren't they the cheesy, fluffy mound that you make all the time with no effort involved? I mean, it's just 1 second is goop, and then next second is perfection sitting on your plate. And
Hmm.
it is the most cheesy concoction you'll ever eat. And so she took me through it step by step and came up with the most fluffy, well seasoned eggs I've ever had in my
Hmm.
life. And I sat down with my sausage and my fried sweet potatoes and coffee and toast.
See.
And yes, every little bit of it.
Yeah.
Every little bit of it.
We have to like. There's that when like when you learn like somebody else's recipe for something after years. Like you sitting there like, damn, I could have been eating like this the whole time. Mad as hell. I mean, not that I haven't eaten well, but damn, I've eaten well, but I could have been eating supremely. Like I feel like I've slighted my life for all these years, and you be like, you know
Yes,
what? But then after that, every time you do it that way. It does not change,
exactly. It's
doesn't
like
alter.
it's like what is this past life that I had? This
Yes,
is not the business anymore. This is,
yeah,
yes. That
exactly.
anything that's heavyweight like that. There's a lot of people. Oh, you a girl? You eat like that? Yes, I do. I like meat. Ribs, steak,
I, you know what?
chicken and eggs.
I don't understand like people that ask that question like of women like regardless of what size she is because I've seen like big girls who have not eaten a lot like they're dainty when they eat what have you and I've seen women who are thin and they be getting down with the get down
Mm-hmm.
they be like in their plate like you like sparks just they be like this is the end of my plate like just broke the fork all in the plate they're like the fork is like in the damn table because they still trying to get a grain of rice off that. They like, I'm like, look, just pick up the grain of rice, eat it, or just lick the plate. Something. You ain't got to be destroying people's like flatware and tables and carrying on. Just chill, calm down. I'll
Yeah,
get you another
don't
bowl.
eat the plate. Don't eat the plate.
I'm saying. And I'm always like, why would you like that question? Don't even make no sense. Like if the person eating, like let them eat, what have you. I prefer just somebody who was just going to get down with to get down. Like you got the plate and you enjoy it because
Mm-hmm.
I want you to enjoy that food. I want you not just nutrients that fill in your body again,
Mm-hmm.
but I want it to fill your soul. I want it to feel your whole essence, the flow of you. I want you to be like, whew, damn it, I was because something about a good meal can
Will
be
make
like
your day.
yeah, it could be just as fulfilling, if not more, depending on who's making the meal or who you getting down with, can be more fulfilling than good sex. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yes. And listen,
I'm
there's
gonna be real with you.
several things that I'm just like, okay, I know sex and the wonderful abounds of it, but there's food, and I have literally been caught in the act of a very intimate moan eating frosted flakes.
because it hits just right. Like there's a point where like it just hits and you're like, mm.
Yes,
like
well,
like
that's
like you
right.
gotta like your head gotta cock back and go, mm. For
Mm-hmm.
those of you who are listening to the podcast version and not the video, like y'all know that move when the head cock back. Y'all go,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
Well, welcome to food soft porn.
Hey, for real. Like it's almost like when some of y'all are in church and you're reading scriptures or whatever that you're reading, and somebody says about the Holy Ghost, and you go, head shaking. Just praise it, praise the plate,
That's right. Praise
praise the
the
person
plate.
who made the plate too.
I think
Please,
that's a whole vibe right there. That's a term.
uh,
Praise the plate.
look,
Praise
we
the plate.
just started a new hashtag praise the plate. Come on, let's
I'm
get
with it.
this,
I'm with
let's
that.
get this trending. Let's get this on. It just,
I definitely with that. Yes, yes. Food is beautiful. That's all I
mm,
can say about it. It's just beautiful. I don't snack or indulge in many candies and chocolates and all of that.
mhm,
But you give me a good plate of food, and
mhm.
it's something I like. I'm a very picky eater, but what I do like, I like massive amounts of it, and it's just I will keep going. I'll just keep going. If you are with me, or as a friend or anything, I always tell people I don't share my food. People might say
Okay.
I'm stingy or anything like that, but this is an absolute no. Okay, this is no. You may
Okay.
not reach over and take some of my fries. No, you may not stay out of my plate. I will literally buy you your own plate of food before I let you take out of mine.
Okay.
That's how I am about my food. So that's how deep it is. That's how deep it is.
See, I don't mind if I'm out with somebody and they're getting, and they're like, oh, because I have a friend when you could go out, BC before COVID, you, you know, when you could go out stuff like that, and we would go out to lunch and we would go. She ended up becoming vegetarian, vegan, like kind of
Hmm.
like on the fence, like depends on what day,
Hmm.
but closer to like vegan because she's not doing like dairy stuff
Right.
like that. Um, we would go out and we would like she'd order her stuff and I order my stuff, and
Hmm.
I would always say, and she'll go, are you going to get fries? I'm like, yeah. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, yeah, and I'm giving her the face like, okay. I'm giving her that Bill Duke face where he was like, you done fucked up, right? You done fucked up, right? But I'm not telling her that because I'm like, all right, well, yeah. And she's like, all right. And I go, and I order. Well, she orders first. I always let the person order first, and then I order.
Right.
And I go, oh, and can we have an extra plate of fries? And I go, okay, cool, get it. Don't say nothing. Don't. We all know that plate's going in the center. I ain't gonna touch it. It's for the table, but I ain't gonna touch it. What
Yes.
happens happens. I ain't gonna tell nobody. I ain't gonna say nothing. If you want to
Exactly.
get down with it, get down with it. But that's me also knowing the people that I'm out with. And I know, okay, I know you're gonna want some of this. I know you're gonna want some of that. I'll
Exactly.
share. I'm cool with that because I know that I'm getting more food
Hmm.
because I do like dessert. I do get down with some. I do. I'm not candy. Yeah, I'm not into donuts and stuff like that every so often. Like I have a craving for them. It happens. But because I used to like to bake. So
Nice.
I'd bake like cake, cupcakes.
Hmm.
I think I tried like loaves every so often. Never did bread, but like more like cake, cupcakes, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, Made a cheesecake once or twice, I believe. See, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I saw that face. That's what's up.
Listen,
Um,
cheesecake is personal.
Cheesecake. Yeah, yeah. Look,
Cheesecake is personal. I know you've had. I
cheesecake.
know you've had a sweet potato cheesecake, right?
I know you. I'm about to flip this laptop over. I know you a damn lie. I look, girl. I ain't that strong a man. I ain't that strong a man. I'll be honest with you. I'm small. I'm 5'5". I ain't got but so much strength. I'm a tip over. I ain't got that much strength. I'm strong for my size, but I don't know if I can handle sweet potato. Let me tell you something. I'll light everything on fire. I will steal everyone's shoelaces in the streets. I don't even care. I will. I wish I would, but But why don't you tell me about it real quick?
Listen,
Yeah, yeah.
listen. It's like I'm not that person that likes bragging on anything or
Hmm.
whatnot, but when it comes down to baked macaroni and cheese and sweet
Oh,
potato pies and sweet
yes.
potato cheesecake pies, I
Mm.
put my damn foot in that.
All
So
right. All right.
those are just what I have to do. These are what I'm going to sit down. I will make enough pies for everybody, and I'm going to take this pie over here by myself.
Hmm.
I'm going to eat it from the inside out. And then,
Oh, okay.
yes, from the inside out.
Okay. See
Yeah,
that yeah. Well, you know what, that actually makes sense because when you eat a pie anyway, you eat it like when you cut a slice, you do, yeah, so that does, damn, I never thought about. Oh, okay.
exactly. So just forget about cutting the shit.
Okay.
Just go ahead, take your pie over with you, eat it from the inside out, and you saved yourself the trouble of trying to cut it to perfection and make these. Just eat. Just eat.
Well,
Just
see, with me, like I have a slight bit of OCD,
eat.
so I might have to cut it. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to, what I'm saying, get my good portions in. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? For those watching, I'm not trying to bless y'all or nothing like that. I was trying to do the cutting of the pies. I wasn't trying to do the hibiscus, and I wasn't trying to do that. That's
Oh
not my
my god.
bag. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I haven't made sweet potato pie in a minute. I had one from the grocery store, like
Mhm.
during like November, like sweet potato pie season.
Right.
I hadn't had one in a couple years too, because I'm trying to tighten it up, trying to
Definitely. Hmm.
you know social media be fucking with me sometimes,
Yeah.
and yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I had that pie, and I was like, you know what? Let me. I always bake it maybe like 10 minutes more, so it's a little bit firmer. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because it's a supermarket. So get the pie out. Pie. I'm like, all right, let it cool for a little bit.
Hmm.
Start shaking up the whipped cream, and I'm like, yeah, yeah. Put it on there. I'm like, okay, bet this is good. Next day, got the piece, warmed up the piece. I had some ice cream, some vanilla ice cream. Put it in there. Put a
Hmm.
little bit of um, almond creamer on it, vanilla, like a little like swirl kind of like thing, like a little
Hmm.
drizzle. Pie, everything, get it up there, and it's nice because the creamer hits the crust,
Yes.
so gives it like this little bit of just a little bit of sweetness because it's already graham cracker, but you get a little bit of
Hmm.
sweetness in there.
Hmm.
And I hit it, and I was like, yeah, 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 yeah. That's what's up. That's what. But then I was like, damn, I overdid it because it was a little late at night when I ate it. I was like, oh, damn, I done messed myself up. Woke up the next morning. You know how you have the sugar mouth?
Oh God.
Because I felt because the pie put me down. The pie was like somebody had, and I got that tranquilizer dart in my neck, and I passed out.
The
Because
itis took you away.
my mistake was I was reading afterwards, and I was in my recliner.
Now you should know better.
I should, but I'm a
Do
grown
better.
ass man, so I don't.
God,
See, and I realized that was a dumb answer.
you set
That's
yourself up completely with that. That's all I'm gonna say. You
like
set
that,
yourself.
like that was a dumb answer, but that's the only thing that I could think to explain that situation. What have you? And I was out, and I didn't drink water before I fell asleep because just passed
Oh,
out. You got to drink that. Got to drink that, folks. Drink water before you go to sleep.
yes.
Drink water when you first wake up too. You will feel so well. And drink water throughout the day, obviously, but before you go sleep and when you first wake up, drink that water. It makes a whole world of difference.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Ain't no worse than
You have to take that 3 a.m. bath trip. It's worth it for
well worth
in the long run.
well
And
worth it.
it's always 3 a.m. It's always 3 a.m.
For me, it's like midnight and then 2 a.m. because sometimes for work I'm up at 2. So, but and I'm also 43. So, things be happening. And look,
That's
look,
life.
look, look, this is a real conversation. This is how real conversations happen. Sometimes you find out something like, oh, I didn't. Yes, I'm 43. There's a big patch of like silver here, and my hairline left like 5 years ago. I don't know what y'all trying to talk about. Anyway,
Listen, these are all things that even us women have to worry about.
yeah,
I got my scarf on and everything, but I'm worried about my little receding edges and little grays. Well, I'm I'm that weird when I like my grays. I find it very hot. It's just
look, I gray hair, gray, silver, white hair, like whatever it ends up being on you, because they're text what have you, is incredible. If you choose to dye or whatever to it, I'm not gonna shame you. It's cool. That's your hair. You do what makes you feel. You do what fulfills your soul.
That's right.
But I love my silver. Like I've had them since I was in high school. Actually, I've had like silver on top of my head.
Mhm.
I started getting them in my goatee. Well, you know what? I'm not sure if this is a goatee or a beard. Some people say it's a beard. I say it's a goatee. I don't know the difference. I couldn't possibly tell. I don't know.
You're preaching on a beard there.
All right. Because here there ain't nothing happening. There ain't nothing gonna happen here. That's just ain't gonna happen.
Oh,
But the hair
now
here
see,
is good.
we want to see your face though. You can't be like, Family Guy where Chuck Norris got an extra fist under his
He
beard because
got
you can't see the bottom half of his face.
he got that. I don't know. Just something was there. I don't. Yeah, but when I started getting it, I was like, oh, all right, cool. And I kept shaving. I kept shaving, kept shaving. And then when I got sick and I was in the hospital, um, I obviously wasn't shaving. And I looked at it, I was like, all right, it's not too bad. Even though I looked like hell when I was in the hospital. I looked like that one drunk uncle that go to the reunions and he want to fight. And then he go, oh, damn, girl, you sure done grown up. You know it's a family reunion, right, Unc? This ain't the time to shoot your shot. This is a family reunion, man. Don't be doing that shit here. What are you doing? Don't have him around them kids. And
Oh my God.
unfortunately, there's always that one uncle.
Of
If you
course.
dealt with that uncle, I'm sorry for having to deal with him because whole
Indeed.
mess. Right. But I started seeing, I was like, all right, cool. So I started letting it grow. I
Mhm.
would trim it up and all. But then I just decided, I think last year or the year before, I was like, I'm gonna just whatever it's gonna do is gonna do. I don't care. And then the mask, I was like, I fuck it. What you gonna do? But I started really enjoying it. I started liking it. I started, feeling better about it, and
Mhm.
then it started getting more, started going across. I was like, okay, I mean, ain't nothing I can do about it. I don't have a time machine. There's nothing, what have you. But it's a beautiful thing when it's whoever, when you have it, and it just feels like, I don't know, it's very empowering for some reason too.
Yes.
It's very weird. Yeah, I when I was in my 20s, I would
Mhm.
never have thought, yeah, man, like I didn't want to go gray. I did not want to go gray at all. I didn't. I was like, I'd rather be bald. So that started happening too, because whatever. Like the,
Like,
the hairline started going. I was like, but I shaved my head anyway, so it didn't really make a difference. Um, I don't know why. That's just very funny to me.
hey, listen,
Mhm.
it's life. It
Yeah.
it is it's so life. That's all it is. When I found out my hair was thinning at 22, it was
Mm,
just like, oh, okay. And then you're gonna add gray hair to it, and I wasn't feeling anything like that. But once I hit my 30s, and I was just getting into the mood of like F it,
hmm.
then I was like, you know what, that's kind of that looks kind of nice up there. That's kind of fading in nice to the whole
Yeah.
appeal. And then you
Hmm.
feel a little, like I'm gonna strut out my chest, because I got them wisdoms coming in, as everybody likes to call it. With the more gray hair you get, the more wisdom you're supposed to have and everything. It's like, well, let the wisdom come on then. Just let it come on in.
I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for my wisdom to come in. I should have had it years. I don't know what happened. It's probably lost in the mail somewhere.
I believe so, because it's just like these days I'm just starting to realize, what, ain't nothing like whatever you had in mind, or this grand plan for
Hmm.
how life was supposed to be for everything. Just go ahead and chuck that out the window, and have
Yeah.
a basic idea for what you want to do with life, but be open to changes. Some are going to be positive changes, that you can roll with.
Yeah.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with just going with that flow and letting you evolve into
Yeah.
whatever it is we're meant to be. That was my daughter walking by.
I kind of figured. Yeah. I was. It caught me off guard. I was like, wait, what the hell?
Go ahead, take it, take your laptop out. But yeah, so we're doing the whole virtual learning here and everything. So
Yes.
I got to make sure I'm out here. I'm watching making sure everything is good. Because, like I told you before, she wants to be she's my little chef. So
Yes.
she made us this double chocolate cake
Oh,
the other day,
oh,
and
that's
I
dangerous.
was like, do you want some help? Do you need any help with that? And she's like, no. I'm like, all right, go ahead, 12-year old, go do the thing, and she did the thing. I was like, oh, I got a foodie on
There,
hand.
there you go. It's like it's weird how like in these times right now we're finding out things that we weren't really thinking about before and that we never let ourselves get into or enjoy or like or what have you, that we're doing it now, like with
Yes.
like with the gray hair, like you see everybody, because you couldn't go to a hair salon, you couldn't go anywhere to get, so everybody just started getting, going gray, and everybody was like, you know what, let me just see what happens. And you see all these pictures now of everyone just letting it go gray, and they're showing like the progress of how it starts roots and it keeps going, what
Hmm.
have you. And food, you see a lot more people cooking. At one time, there was a shortage of vanilla because everybody was like baking,
Yes.
and I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yes.
Like it, and it never dawned on us. It never dawned on me anyway. That I was
Hmm.
like, damn, because you see vanilla for years. Like it's always the shelf's always full. You like, well, we ain't never gonna run out of vanilla. We good. Then you get there, you like,
Right.
everybody else want
Yeah.
to make a cake today too. Is that what happened? Is that it?
Exactly. You start adding it to different, different
Yeah.
things. I always used to be in our house like the vanilla was just there for seasoning for the sweet potato pies and
Mm-hmm.
different things like that. But then you start adding it to different things. Like I never knew it could just, you could just cut up your sweet potatoes, not season it hard or anything like that, but a little butter and a little vanilla extract just
Mm-hmm.
for some healthy sweet potatoes to eat.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's beautiful. So yeah, I've been going through this, and you know what? That crap ain't cheap when you go
Yeah.
to the store to get it. But it's
Yeah.
like it's like an essential, item to have these days because its flavor is a wonderful flavor, a wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, we never thought about going out of it because we always had that bottle. That one bottle lasts you like a decade because how many times you gonna use it?
God, yes.
You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, oh, I want to make this cake or I want to make this or what have you. And you go and you're like, oh, I'm ran out. You know what? Let me go to the store real quick. You run the store, you go to three different stores, the shelves are empty. Like for me, I added to my pancake waffle batter,
Hmm.
adds a great flavor, and also the smell is wonderful. Like
Yes.
that vanilla smell. I also added to my oatmeal.
There you go. Yes.
Because in my oatmeal, I do oatmeal, I do a little bit of butter, a little bit of brown sugar,
Hmm.
cinnamon, sometimes nutmeg, what I'm saying? Depends. And I use almond milk. Almond milk just has a creamier texture,
Hmm.
just feels a little bit better. And you don't get, like, not drinking milk. I noticed that there's a bit of an aftertaste when you actually drink milk,
Hmm.
which is
Yeah.
weird, like a little, like it hits the back of your throat a little bit. And when I started drinking the almond milk, because I'll just drink almond milk straight, like I'll get like some strawberry syrup,
Hmm. Okay.
just to do like that, and I'm good.
Hmm.
Like sometimes I'll have that instead of having like a dessert, just because I want something sweet. I don't want to eat anything, just not feeling it right now, which is very rare. You'll very rarely hear me say I don't want to eat anything. It's
Hmm.
very rare. I think that's like the first time I've said that in like maybe 5, 7 years. I'll
Oh
be
my
real with you.
God.
So it's been documented right here on video and also audio. The
Right.
document, and I'm like, oh, cool. And I just had this wonderful flavor. But yeah, the things we started doing, and as far as like virtual learning and that was a whole, like, it's so weird to think that it's almost like a sci-fi movie, like how you would see stuff like that in sci-fi movies, and seeing, I love seeing it, and I've seen it from you, I've seen it from a few artists where at home doing your art on your tablet or a screen, like whatever medium you're using,
Hmm.
and I'll see them have their child or children, they're doing a virtual learning, and it's like they're side by side or back to back or at the same area, and I'm like, that's such a cool vibe. you know you're having that together time, you're having that family time, you're also being able to be there for their lessons, make sure everything's going well if they need something, what have you, but they're also seeing what you do, and it can
Exactly.
possibly influence them or maybe get them into art or whatever particular art you're doing, whether it's a visual medium, whether you're a writer or musician, what have you. I,
Hmm.
I love seeing it. It's and this is, I'm not saying that the COVID was a good thing. Obviously it was not, because of the destruction that it laid across the earth, uh, hell, possibly the multiverse, you know. But
Things will never be the same again.
yeah, but the fact that we started almost kind of changing.
It opened your eyes to a lot of things. Like you said, we're not putting any thing to COVID. That is what
Right.
it is, and everything. But it did open up a lot of things for people. Yeah, now we're finding out. Oh, a job can work from home.
That right there.
And the thing that was funny is when a few weeks before COVID actually hit, I remember I was in my office walking by, and I walk by the IT department, and I see these massive cabinets full to the brim with laptops, full to the brim. And they always
Wow.
tell us, oh no, we don't have the capabilities to work from home. We don't have this, that, and the third. But then yet you sent 1,000 people home in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So say repeat that again.
Exactly.
Now there's some things that you can't say to people and snow them over, because now, because of these events, you have been brought to light.
Exactly.
So there was times where you could have been having people work from home. You could have been saving money on your own utility bills for your company. All of that helped me save money. Some
Mm-hmm.
gas. And everything. And I know it's not for everybody. Everybody is not of the mindset to want to work from home, or
Mm.
do virtual learning, and things like that. But it's also showing the fact that you can look at it from multiple angles. It does not have to just be in this one set state. If there's
Yep.
people that do want to come in and do this, do it. If you have the ability to handle both, do it.
Mm.
So that's all it is. My daughter, she loves it. I asked her, is she ready to go back into physical school after this is all over, and she damn near like bulldozed me with no before I
No.
could finish the sentence. And and I'm just like, I feel you. I feel you, So it's certain atmospheres and everything work for who they work for.
Yeah.
And
Well,
having that opportunity to do it has been great, because now I get to watch her as she draws, and seeing that her skills are like God. If she gets to the point where she's comfortable with fully showing what she's working on, just the little snippets that I see sometimes, the child is a beast. So I know I'm doing something. I'm encouraging her the best way as possible. Branch out in that artwork. Don't let anybody tell you that it is not a viable thing to do. If it's something that you want to do and you love, don't let anybody discourage you from branching out there to try it. Everything can't
hmm.
be focused on the success or the money, or the exposure and the fame, because when I'm doing my artwork, I don't expect it to be seen like that. I'm just writing or drawing different things that are happening in life, or an experience that came about that made me, let me go and draw this on paper so I can get it out of my head, and stop worrying about it.
Exactly. But it's just, it's about sometimes. I mean, if it does happen, that's great. If you do end up, finding some type of success with it and money, what have you, cool. Uh, but yeah, it's, if you focus on those types of things, it won't, because you'll stress yourself out. You'll end up doing things that aren't truly you. You'll be trying to feed the masses,
Right.
and and you can't go that route, because the masses, their tastes are so fickle.
They are. They
They'll
really
switch up.
are.
But if
And
you
and
are,
they'll switch up on you with the quickness while you're trying to sit up there and conform yourself to
exactly,
what is the norm, or what they want right now. Then they switch gears and it's on to something else, and then you're like, okay, now I have to figure out how to do that too, instead of, hey, this is my lane over here, and
Exactly.
let me do this way. And it really is, like you said, is a level of stress when you are not doing something that you feel passionate about.
Hmm.
If I had kept up with it when I was young, I'd be a whole professional drummer by now. But things in life got in the way, and I was just like, you know what? One of the things that I love to do, which was art, since I've been drawing since I was 7.
Oh
So
wow.
that's been 30 years of actually drawing, and it took to me getting to be 32 to actually really realize I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not doing what I'm passionate about. I'm doing just everything to just get through life. That's all it was.
Yeah.
I had to be a wife, a mother, all of that back then, and that was the main priority at the time. And all that time I was still like, but where's my art? I'm not doing that. you know it was making me happy. So it's like, don't, if anybody is hearing anything, like, just go with it and try it. You just don't know where your passions can lead you, as long as you make those steps to start and try.
That is, yeah, that's it. That you like you're saying, like things are such a trend now that you're doing A and everybody's already moved on to D, and now you got to catch up. No, do what you do what's true to you, do what you feel, and it isn't going to be for everybody. Isn't going to be for everybody. It never will. So don't try and feed everybody. But
Exactly.
the ones that are digging it, that audience or what have you, and yourself, first off, make sure that you're doing it for you and that it feels good. And then if you feel like putting it out there, if someone says, "Oh, I love this piece. Oh, I love that," and then you start doing it like that, and you'll it's coming from a genuine place, it's coming from a true place, and you're also filling maybe a niche that nobody else is filling because they're not trying to. You're just doing what you do.
Exactly. Exactly. And
And
that's all it is.
yeah.
Sometimes I look at like my art, and that's a little bit of self-doubt that I had for the longest. But um like, I'm not the type that's um just passionate about just any one thing. So there's
Mm,
a whole list of things out there that they're all just going through my head. And at when I looked at my art for the longest time, I was just like, okay, so I'm just this fan art chick. I'll draw what I see. I'll draw the comics and the cartoons I love. I used to
okay.
draw the Thundercats and Ninja Turtles and all of that to death. And then
Hmm.
for the longest time, I was like, okay, so is that really the height of what I can do here? And it took like one picture to finally just be like, you know what, I can do a little bit more than this.
Mm,
And after doing that, then the comic strip came about. And I wasn't ever thinking about anything like that ever. And then it was just like, you know what, why don't you just try to say something funny, that's related to life and what we're going through, different things that everybody, whether they want to admit it out of embarrassment or whatever or not. These are things
mhm.
that we go through in life. Like, yeah, I'm 37. I'm getting old, and I have had knee problems forever. And you know what? It it just is what it is. It's
Mhm.
I'm not gonna feel bad about it. I'm gonna make a joke about it here. It's like, yes, my knee did sound like Rice Krispies when I bent over to plug in my charger before doing this
Mhm.
podcast. It takes forever to get out of bed. Yes, I can move the wrong way, and stretching, and my back has suddenly went
Yep.
on vacation. So,
Gone.
it's different things like that. Is when you find something that is working, for it, latch on to it, give it as much life as you can, and don't be afraid to get out there and do it, because like I came from a very strict Christian background, so there's always that in my head, like, is this gonna come over right with the Christian community, or what's my mom gonna think if she sees this? And
Yeah.
it's just like, what, it's not about, them, it's not
Hmm.
about that and everything. It's, get out what's in your heart, to put out there. And if it's meant to be accept success, or well received, then it will be, you know.
Yeah, that's honestly it. Yeah, you have to, like, you have to live. I mean, you have to survive, but don't do everything just to survive. You also have to enjoy that life. If you're living just to survive, I mean, yeah, you're here, but are you really living?
Right.
Um, and you have to, yeah, you have to, like, every idea starts with just that one little thing, that one little pebble. Let's say it's one little pebble. You drop it in the ocean, and it ripples, and you start going, well, maybe I can go with this with it, and you start going different directions. You start maybe challenging yourself. You start expanding your comfort zone, not just stepping out of it, but expanding the comfort zone.
Exactly.
And you start going, okay, and little by little, more, something does work, something doesn't work, and
Mhm.
that's okay. That's okay if something, and you go, you know what, I did it, I didn't really, and it just wasn't for me. That's
Exactly.
that's totally cool. You don't ever have to do it again. It's not your thing. If that's not your bag, it's not your bag.
Hmm.
And yeah, that whole evolution. And when you do find it, and then you like, and you keep going further, like that G Life, your comic strip. I'm starting to really fall in love with comic strips again, because of your comic strip, and also because of Chuck Collins' Bounce.
There you go. Yes, I
Two,
love his stuff. I
I
love.
love both of your comic strips, and they're on, I want to say, two different ends of the spectrum as far as like exaggerating
Hmm.
things, but obviously the joke is from exaggerating things
Exactly.
or making it relatable. Where he's having, these manga style anime fights in a bar, and your knees are giving out on you, but they're both giving you that same relatability,
Exactly.
and just awesome. If I got some type of crossover comic strip between that Bounce Life, if I could get a comfortable with that Bounce Life, bet I'm good. I'm so good. I'm gonna
Chuck, if
talk
you
to
out there, I'm ready to do some type of collab. I can
Chuck.
be a bouncer with my badass knees. They'll still be bounced out if they need to be. But
Chuck, I'm about to send this link to you when this episode is out. I'm about to send this to you. Yeah, but it's like I'm starting to fall in love with that, and the idea of, like, I love comic books. Comic books are, I mean, they were how I learned how to read. That and little golden books,
yes.
which kind
Yeah.
of were like comic books in a sense, what have you. Those were like how I learned to read.
Exactly. Yes.
Um, so I've been reading them for, I don't know how old I was when I started learning to read. I'll be honest with you, because it was a long time ago.
Hmm.
But I know it was a long time ago.
Right.
And so I've studied comics.
Hmm.
I've studied art styles, writing, such. I've just constantly trying to consume things and take away little bits and go, okay, this is how this is how it. Do I know everything? Good God, no, I don't. I'm not, I'm not that genius, what have you. I'm not, but I'm
Hmm.
just learning things. And when I've gotten into the habit of liking more little things like that,
Hmm.
little things that have a big statement, or little things that make you have a big laugh. And with your comic strip, it does that, and it's things that are so relatable, and how you can take something that's going on, but you'll still make it yours. You're not modeling what you do to fit what's there. You're modeling what you do because it's what you want to do, but you're taking trending topics and going, okay, like you did the one about TikTok, something like that, with the busted challenge, something like that. Like, I love stuff like that. And it kind of, sometimes it influences me, like when I put my little Facebook posts or what have you, because I truly don't like Facebook. I social media is just, I appreciate it as a tool and what it's done, especially now, again, in
Hmm.
these times, what it's done for women, women of all sizes, women of um, uh, all shades as well.
Hmm.
How it's made women just discover and rejuvenate and renew their confidence, sexiness, boldness, intelligence, what have you. Just and just going out there and being unapologetic. And I dig it. I love it. And I think it's between the busted challenge, the silhouette challenge. Lord have mercy, some of y'all just, oh god damn. So and but I've
That was
seen
a
it.
branch out. That was a
Now
serious.
I wasn't gonna say nothing about you. I wasn't gonna say nothing about you. I just wasn't. But y'all just and seeing it be more like big girls too,
Hmm.
and just showing out like, look, this. I mean, when I go, I follow Lizzo on Instagram. Love her flow, love her energy.
Hmm.
Being able to twerk and play a flute. Are you serious? Yes, of course. I want to see what you
Exactly.
do.
Exactly. It's a lot out there, and I'll be honest from my point of view. I wasn't TikTok. I wasn't even about
Mm-mm.
to. I would, and the thing was, my sister, my older sister. She's 15 years older than me, so I wasn't even expecting that TikTok would be a thing for her. But
Oh
she
wow.
would send me texts about these different videos that she'd see,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, okay, all right, for just the sake of saying I did it, let me go on here and look. And when I tell you, I went down the rabbit hole the first day
Oh wow.
and having giggling fits and laughing at all of these people that have found what they know how to do, and taken this app and made amazing, videos, amazing you skits, different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I didn't realize that you could have this much fun editing a 1 minute clip. And it was just amazing to see that there are so many women out there. Like when we do the busted challenge, I can't do the busted challenge because my
Right.
knees
Right.
say no.
Right. Right.
But
Right. Right. It's all
but I
good. It's
can
all good.
draw about it. I can draw about it. But like the silhouette challenge and the desperado challenge, I don't know how a lot of other people, react when they actually finish their product to put on
Mm-hmm.
TikTok. But I find myself looking like, well, damn, I did that.
Mm-hmm. See.
I am kind of hot. Just just a little bit. It's That's how it just makes you feel, better. And
Yes.
there's always going to be people out there that for whatever odd reason they feel like they have to have some type of criticism or whatnot for it. But people are having fun with this. This is their way of maybe coming out of their shell. This is their way of lifting up their self-esteem. That might be their way. It's not about how you feel about, you know, a
Yes.
person say revealing their body, especially, like for the silhouette challenge, it was a silhouette for a reason.
Exactly.
Just because a person can be a whole creep and get around that does not make it that they shouldn't have been doing it in the first place, because that silhouette was there for a reason. And
Exactly.
that was their way of keeping some type of anonymity, if you want to say that, keeping their stuff covered but still doing the challenge. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like now you sitting up here trying to take away people that were honestly feeling good about themselves. When you got somebody like me that I can't dance to save my life, and I know it, and I got up there and I did that video, and I turned my damn self on. Okay, so
But that's incredible. The fact that people were feeling empowered, feeling themselves in a time when you're being told stay at home. You can't go closer than 6 feet. You can't hug someone. You can't feel that person next to you. You know, you can't even like, sit next to, family members, stuff like that, because again, you might. So if someone takes a 1 minute video and it helps to make them feel empowered, and it's almost like a cathartic way too, because it's a silhouette. You're not
Yes.
showing your face or anything. So a lot of people at that point, you just feel like I can let it all out. And it's only
Mhm.
for like 30 seconds, because you figure it's in half, because
Right.
first you got it on, then you don't got it on, or whatever you're choosing to wear in the silhouette challenge.
Hmm.
No shame for anything either way, because I love it and I dig it. Again, not a fan of most social media, just because people are idiots, and they're just so, we've been inside so long that we're thinking that we started thinking a lot, and I'm like, oh great, then we went too far thinking, and I said, oh damn, guys went too far,
That's
but
right. You get a
that
little bit bold behind
yeah,
that little screen because
you're
nobody
just
can see you, and
typing
then you
real
go
hard.
and right. It and I don't think people really understand that um everybody has different opinions or views of things, and no matter what you might think, there's no way to prove that your opinion or what you like or what you do is more valid than what they decide to do over there.
Hmm.
And I never get the Facebook. I'm just about half done with Facebook as it is, because it just seems like the only time you see people sometimes saying something is when they like the meme show, they pop up out of a gutter or a sewer
Hmm.
somewhere to be like, well, I disagree with what you said. And I didn't even realize that what I said had a disagreeing point of view, for it, because
Yes.
it's mine and you can have yours over there. And I'm still cool with you, but you acting like we're not cool because our opinions are different. Now, there's of course things that we cannot have a contradicting mindset for,
Yes.
as far as politics and racism and all of that and everything. But when we sitting up here talking about, yo, I watched Bridgerton today and I thought it was fire. And then you got this person over here and it's like, well, I thought it sucked and you suck for liking it. And I'm just like,
Why?
why is it that deep? Is it
So, in this time that it took you to heat up that hot pocket, you feel you come on your phone or your keyboard, type that out, then go get that hot pocket, make sure it's heated all the way through, because sometimes you get that ice in the center, uh, and then reheat it, and then come back on. Like why? Why? Like your opinion is valid to you, and that's cool. You have the freedom to say what you want to say, but you also are going to get, but that freedom um does not
come without
Hey,
consequence?
thank you very much. It's been a long week. Thank you. Yeah, but that's the thing, and people don't realize that you can say whatever you want. Okay, you can say it, but that don't mean that you're not going to catch a verbal lashing, or
Mhm.
possibly a physical lashing, depending on what you're saying and the vicinity that you're saying it in. And just,
Exactly.
and people will do anything, and they will just feel like, and like the other day, I put up something about I love the nerd geek community. Obviously, I
Hmm.
love it. I'm part of it. But some days I'm like, why are y'all trying so hard? Like y'all doing the most for nothing. Like I deleted Facebook off of my phone. I only go on there for certain things.
Hmm.
I'll put up the random post, because I love just doing random silly ass posts and then leaving. I love it.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
it.
I'm
I
like, why
I
didn't you respond? I
yeah,
just put
which
it up
I
there and it's this done.
Yeah, I sometimes I actually do feel bad, because I'll go and I'll leave and I'll see like there's a response. I'm like, ooh, it's been like 4 days. Sorry about that. You know what I mean? But and it's usually, again, it's usually something stupid. It's something that, like, either I'm promoting, like, a podcast or something like that, or I'm just doing one of those little skits where I do like a me and her or a
Hmm.
me and them thing, where it's just something random I had in my head. It was a little like 2 minute skit, and that's it. And then I'm out. I'm good. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yep.
Hope you laughed a little bit, what have you. But then you have some people who are, they're going on there for interaction, which again I understand, because we're inside. But sometimes that interaction is so much. I'm just like, you're just doing it just to be angry or what have you. I just don't understand being negative just for sake of being negative. But then again, some people feel like you get more flies with shit than honey. I, I guess.
I,
But
I, I, I'm not a. I will not subscribe to that mindset. What we were
Mm,
taught was you get more flies with honey.
mm.
And that's what I'm gonna do for the most part, as long as I'm not going out of my way to kiss your ass for it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it really kills me. It's like, you, as you said, you really took time out of your day to have a problem with different things like that. That's why I really don't mess with, those groups for comic books or anything like that. I said one time I like a
Mhm.
comic book, and then here go the people. Well, what do you think about the ins and outs of the Marvel universe? And I said I like the comic book. I don't feel like getting grilled, to your satisfaction
Yeah.
about said subject. I like comic books because they give me pleasure. I'm not trying to dig into the details or the whole multiverse that these things could be. It's not
Yes.
that deep sometimes. And if you got people that want to do that with you, that's fine. But at the same time, it's still not, it's not that deep. And that happens in the art side too. You're drawing, you're working your way up to, becoming better. You're practicing, you're practicing, you're
Hmm.
practicing. And then you go and you get these internet warriors that look at your
Hmm.
picture, and they're just like, oh well, the anatomy of this is so off the comic book radar. And you're taking away, the content for the minutia, or however you want to,
Hmm.
phrase that as. And it's just like, there's it's so much. If you're gonna, say something, let it be positive, or constructive criticism to what it
That.
needs. You don't have to break someone down and almost make them feel like, hey, maybe I shouldn't have been drawing at all in the first place, because people don't really realize how often they do that.
Hmm.
And it is so off-putting. It's so backhanded compliment like that. It discourages people from, possibly following what they want to do. And just because it worked that way for you over here does not mean that situation is going to happen for this person over here. They have to find their niche. There's plenty of artists out there that, for not to offend anybody, but it looks like the back end of a trash bag, if you looked at it. But that's not my place to go up there and run to you and be like, your work looks like the back end of a trash bag, because somebody obviously likes back end of the trash bag work.
Exactly. And that might be that person starting out. That might be their, you don't know where somebody is in their art journey when you say things like that. And if
Exactly.
you're just saying it like you're saying, this is one of my biggest criticisms because I see this continuously, is that people are just they'll critique something, but they'll just be so negative and you don't have an actual anything construction that tell. Like if I go, oh, you know what, I see what you did there. If you try this program, it like help you to smooth. Like if you do it from a place of I want you to be like get all the tools. So I'm gonna let you, hey man, there's this program. Or you know what, if you're not comfortable doing it out and like see if you can DM the person. Don't just slide up in somebody's DMs if they don't want you. But hey, you know what? There's a program where you can do this and do that. I'm not trying to step on your toes. Try to be genuine with it and coming from a place of I've
Mhm.
been there, I was there, I did this. This program helped me, and it
Exactly.
made me better. It pushed me to another level. What have you? But you can also just not just even scroll past the person's stuff. Just keep scrolling.
Because it's
Scroll past
not
it.
that deep.
No, scroll.
It's literally not that deep.
No.
And constructive criticism would, my biggest problem was drawing things in the right perspective.
Oh,
Making sure
okay.
that, if it looks like those lights are on behind me, that they look like they're far back, like they are, instead of being
Hmm.
right up as close as I am. So those were things that I had to, learn. And it didn't help that it was like, wow, your view is so off. I had somebody that actually came in and was like, here's what you need to look at. You want to look at 1, 2, and 3 point perspective. You want to, do this. And
Mm,
when you learn that, then things will start, showing up as it should. That helped me greatly.
exactly.
It's all about there's too many people that feel that if they struggled or they worked so hard to get where they are, they feel like they shouldn't give you a hand up, or somebody else a hand up along the way. Yeah, it was hard doing artwork and this, that, and the third, but if I can tell you something that will help you where you feel you're struggling, what harm is it doing to me to
Exactly.
do that for you? Yes, it was hard for me. And honestly, if we thought about it, sometimes we would have preferred if somebody was there to give us a hand, to go up so we didn't have to struggle for.
Yes.
So when you're like that, that's counterproductive. Help them along the way. That's not going to stop your bread. Like some people, I think they think that. It's like if I tell you these golden nuggets, then it's going to take away from my focus over there. That's that's that's
No.
not always how that works.
No. And if you don't like how you didn't have somebody there, why would you do the same thing? That just continues that cycle. That too many negative toxic cycles are being perpetuated and keep going, where we can stop it with one sentence. We can stop it with one just, hey, not trying to step on your toes, but I see what you're doing there. Maybe this program or this or what have you. Like there's always a way that you can come across and help, because you helping them,
Mhm.
it could take like a just one post. Oh, hey, this could help you. Okay, cool. They go ahead and do it. You see their art next time, they're doing better. You're doing your thing. It's not taken away from you, just like you said. And you know what? Maybe because of that, they got a paying gig.
Mhm.
They got their art in a showcase. They got their script written, for a movie, play, a TV series, what have you.
Mhm.
Something like that. Like you don't know. So when you take little things like that and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to help you out with that because I didn't like, how it happened with me. And you need to do the same thing. You need to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. That's not how it works. No, that's not what,
Exactly.
that's not how it works.
If we ever learned at some point in time, this is for anything you talking about, race, whatever, a helping hand, that helps along the way. It really, really does. It shows a sense of community unity, and it just keeps everything open because you've got your style of artwork or whatever over here, and there's the other style over here. It's helping everybody out along the way. You never know if I told somebody, hey, learn that perspective thing over there, it might be that I need to go and take a couple refreshers for my darn self. you
Mm,
know
yeah.
there Everything is supposed to be a practice. We are never going to be perfect, and anybody who thinks that they are or have reached the promised land on that's not the case. We can always do better,
Yeah.
and is no hurt or harm. That practice can also include helping somebody along the way. That is practice in and of itself too.
Yeah. That's very true. You cannot, you like, just because you got there, like, you have, I don't understand that mindset of this is it. This is like the pinnacle. This is the pinnacle. It's not. I mean, if that's what you're happy with and such like that, that's cool. But you
Yes,
know what? Even if you still do it, you'll notice. You know what? I was so happy at that point, but now look at me now, 5 years later. Like it's better. And I didn't know that, but I just kept drawing. I thought that I was good then. And I see a lot of people's posts when they're like, "Oh my God, 5 years ago, I was happy with what I was doing, what have you," and then they get to that point, and this is for anything, whether it's a visual art, whether you're writing, whether you're music, any type of creative type of outlet or form,
mm-hmm.
you realize that, oh wow, yeah, I did get better. I thought I was good, but I kept doing it and I got better. Didn't even realize I was refining it, because iron sharpens iron. You just keep
Yes,
going through it, and you keep chiseling away at things, and you don't even know you're doing it.
exactly,
And then
exactly.
you realize where you're at and you're like, wow, it's funny how a lot of times we don't see the progress or the work that we've done because we just keep working, we just keep pushing, we just keep doing it, you know? And
Yeah.
it's but that's part of it. And but if you can, just like you're saying, just because that person went through whatever doesn't mean you got to perpetuate it. Say, hey, you know what? I had the same problem.
Mhm.
I hated drawing hands. I hated I worst problem. You know what? I tried though. try this out. Somebody told me about it. And
Mm-hmm.
then that lets, because if you say something like that, like, oh, you know what, someone told me about it and this, and there's actually a new program now which makes it even better. And then next thing you know, you're able to do it freehand, or like anything that can help them to be better and push themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't want to take the advice, okay, cool. At least you know though that you did, because eventually, and I bet this eventually that they're gonna go, let me just try and see what they're talking about. And they'll probably come back at you later and go, you know what, you told me about this and it worked, and I did this and this, whatever. And I just got my first gig with a comic or this band or like whatever your creative outlet is.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, and they'll pass it along to somebody, hopefully, and next person, and it'll keep going.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about that supporting each
Yes.
other, even if it's support doesn't always mean it's something that you have to pay for, because pockets be tight. I mean, what I'm saying, pockets are tight.
I know. Yes, man. There's so many out there that I look at their work and see the
Hmm.
Kickstarters and different things, the different comic books, and I'm always like, if I just had a little bit more money outside of what I need to handle over
Yeah.
here, I would pour into this, but
Hmm.
the support is, let me love on what you're doing, let me,
Yes.
you, it's the simple things. It's, exposure for, free. That's fine, as long as that was the intent for it, not that you were supposed to pay somebody for some work and you said,
Oh
let
yeah,
me
that.
let me give you some exposure.
No.
But exposure.
Exposure don't pay my rent. Exposure did not keep my
Exactly.
lights
It's
on
like
because I'm here
I
in the
can't
dark.
I can't eat off exposure.
Exactly.
So, but exposure in and of itself, it costs nothing. I'm still over here doing my thing. I'm still, getting my commissions and everything. But hey, I gave, you give this person the shout out over there.
Yeah.
It That's all it is. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
You know, honestly,
Yeah.
when you see somebody else's work and you're just like, hey, I've been watching this for a minute and I see how far you've come, or I've seen
Hmm.
what you're doing.
Yep.
Go look. Here's my people over here. You might not know. Here, go look at this. This might be what you want to see.
Exactly. It's all about, because if you realize that you have any type of platform and you have any type of like followers, like I'm not saying you gotta have thousands or whatever. Like you can have 200,
Mm-hmm.
share it, because maybe one person will go and go, oh, you know what, that's dope, and they'll like it, or they'll share it, and maybe they might have more followers or whatever, and they'll get into it and what have you, and that goes across. I have like shared stuff. Like I honestly do go into Kickstarter because I want to see what these people are doing. Some of the stuff is just I'm like, oh, I can, especially during the COVID. I feel like I've had Kickstarters that I forgot about. I didn't even know the book was coming. I was like, wait, what's this in the mail? Wait, what? I didn't order anything. What is
Right.
this? Have you? But I believe in doing that because, again, pockets tight. But I'll share it. I'll do this. I'll do that. Even with some posts where, um, if the person is like a writer, like if I post up a comic book, or even with like sex workers, I'll do the same thing. I'll post up a link. Hey, check them out. Streamers, like Twitch and such like that. Do that because you never know. And you know what? Everybody's trying to do something. A lot of people, unfortunately, were laid off or furloughed, or their business closed down, and they're at home. They're trying to figure out ways to make money, and this is what they're doing. And I'm not shaming you for your game. Do what you got to do. As long as you are being safe, you are doing what you got to do, and you are just protecting yourself and everything. Like in whatever venture you're doing, I'm cool with what you are doing. Do you? Even if I'm not a patron of yours, and I'm not, like, buying into it, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna share yourself. I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna save it. So I know that it's getting that type. Since their algorithm is all changed now, and saves are more important than likes. It changes every day. That's another part of the reason why I cannot stand social media, because now IG I felt was the safe one because it's just pictures.
And you know what? And the thing
You know
is,
what I mean?
it's a little discouraging.
Yeah.
When you look at it, it's just like, and Facebook used to be the place to go.
Hmm.
Back in the day, the 2009 to what, 2015.
Yeah, about that.
somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty good in there. You could go on there for your games. You could do this. Everybody will
Oh my
see
God.
what you're
Yes.
posting, and
Mm-hmm.
it's gotten to the point now where I'll get an angry text from like a family member or something like that. Did you see what I put on Facebook? I honestly did not.
No.
I honestly didn't.
Mm-mm.
And I have to physically go over to your page to have seen it. And
Yeah.
then, that's how it is for yours. What's the point of this if the 2 or 3 thousand or however many people you got, they don't all have access to what you posted at some point in time?
Yeah.
So it's, yeah,
It
yeah.
it honestly it is very discouraging. It is because if you're trying to promote something and it's not getting in there, and unfortunately, and again, this is not to shame them, but
Mhm.
Facebook will show more of like shit posting
Yes.
than somebody who's trying to promote a book. So it's like people have to shit post and also promote.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And some people don't have time for that because they have jobs, they have significant others,
Hmm.
um,
Yes.
other, depending on what you do, whether you poly or
Hmm.
not. I'm cool with everybody. Chill, do what you got to do. I'm not mad at you.
Support for the
You know,
poly life.
that's what. Shout out to poly. Do you for
Yes.
real?
That's what it
Um,
is.
that's it. And you have to go in there and like if I wanted to like really get stuff out there, I would have to like just post all day. I would have to run down my phone. I would probably have to get two phones, just one in each hand, posting.
Pretty
I don't
much.
have the, I don't have the time. I don't have the sperm count. I don't have the hairline. I don't have the want. Because I
Right.
actually have like I'm up at like 2 some mornings to go to work. I don't have time for that. But
Hmm.
if you're doing it and you're able to get the money and do your business, cool. But it messes up like Facebook. And this isn't guilting them. This is guilting Facebook and how their algorithm is because they're more caring about influencers or people who are just shit posting. Because I'll see some people who are just shit posting. They won't even be actually posting about their stuff anymore. They're just shit posting.
Exactly.
And
That's
Facebook
all it
doesn't
is.
even look at that. Yeah.
There's certain ones is all it is memes,
Yeah.
memes, and then some of them I see, because I added that person, under the thing of, this was another artist. This was,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
what they were doing, and then I turn around and all I see is memes,
Hmm.
or things that you're saying is a joke, but it's derogatory towards someone in the name of posting a meme. It's just
Yeah.
like, well, what's the point? I don't want to have to sit up there and put a whole bunch of memes saying something wrong, like men ain't shit, to get some attention.
Yeah. And
That's not what that's for.
Facebook like putting that as priority above someone who's trying to actually, promote work and do whatever.
Hmm.
And yeah, the fact you have to go on somebody's page, like, oh, I didn't see it. You have to actually go on their page to look at it and go, I've had you post this 5 days ago. I didn't even know. I'm sorry. Like, and it
Exactly.
makes you look like a bad guy. Like, no, I legit didn't see it. I didn't see,
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
Yes.
So that's why I started understanding why people were saying, if you can, like, share, comment, what have you, because then it gets some type of traction. But it's like a second job. Like doing social media is like a second job. You have to end up doing more. And I'm like, that's not how. And because they're looking at more influencers, and because there's billions of people now on social media,
Hmm.
and you're right. I'm sure there are posts from friends that I haven't seen in probably years. They've probably been posting away, and I just haven't seen them. I
Hmm.
just haven't seen them.
Yeah, and then they'll randomly, someone that I was deep into their work and everything. I hadn't seen them for a
Yes,
while, and
yes, yes.
honestly, I felt kind of bad because when they randomly popped up on my timeline, I was like, I forgot that I was a friend with. And
Hmm.
then I go and look on their page. I was like, well, maybe they weren't, maybe they deactivated or something and they left the scene. And then I go on their page and I see that there was posts from 15 minutes ago. There was a post from a day ago. There was a post from 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
And they'll have a whole bunch of posts, and you'll see zero likes, zero comments, everything, because it's almost like I almost feel like Facebook should have like different lists, like for the shit posting influencer, just regular posts, like some type of thing, because
Mm-hmm.
if you don't, if I have to ask you to do a whole bunch of work so my post gets out, I feel there's a problem your with your algorithm.
Yes, it is because they somebody told me that the best way to get the people back on your timeline or to see their stuff is if you do actually physically go onto their page, for something, and start seeing what they posted, and then it'll start showing up, and that legit happened. And I'm like,
God.
but I got this many people over here. I can't do that.
Yeah, for every single person. Like I again, I'm not on Facebook a lot because I just don't have the mental strength right now. Just
Yeah,
don't.
God knows.
You know what I mean? I just don't have the patience for it because I see posts. I'm like, I just don't care. I just don't care enough. But to do all that, and then they have the react button. So okay, it's better if you love something than to just like it. Okay, so now we all got conditioned to love something or laugh at something. Well, now it's better if you save it. Wait, hold on. When did you change? You just so what's going to happen after that? Are you going to add some type of other interaction besides saving that's better than saving? So then, like, you're making
Mm-hmm. I
like
thought
what is
that
the
was the
point of
whole
that?
point of the follow option. I
Yes.
thought that was the whole point of adding them as your friend to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And then if there's certain people you want to put in the categories where you don't want to see, there, or you don't want them to see your work. That's what I thought would be the extent of it. Like, okay, I'm setting this group of people up here to not see, certain things versus this
Right.
group over here. But now you're telling me I gotta do all of this for, just for them to also see your.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. That's why like I after a certain point like towards the end of a 2021, I kind of just like was gone. Like I had like just turned it off, but the app was still on my phone.
Mhm.
Then I started coming back and I'm seeing it, and I'm like, okay. Then during the election, I was like, yeah, I don't want to be here. Then I just started like I just would really just deleted the app off my phone.
Mhm.
So okay, fine. So if they do see a post from me, it's me sharing from IG. But then even that, I'm trying to stop doing because I just IG is I feel safer because it's just pictures. You can
Yeah.
still argue over a picture. Apparently, I didn't realize that was a thing. But okay,
There's a lot of them. They do.
yeah, you can still do it. But sometimes I just like to go see people's art, or
Right.
I want to see what they're doing,
Hmm.
or see some funny videos that people are putting up because there's tons of like you were saying like people have found this real creative niche in them, what have you, or some of the challenges because again, god damn, y'all is killing me with these challenges. I've I've never I've like some of the challenges I saw and I was angry. I was like, I'll flip this table over right now. You ain't got no business having what you got. Yeah, all right, all y'all can go to hell.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
watch it again.
it's you have to admire not only the content that they're giving you, but the
Hmm.
work that it took to make
Yes.
that content. Do you know how long it took for me to get that silhouette video right? That I had to. You have to go onto two separate apps to
What?
get the video. Like you have to do your video to when you're in your regular clothes
Hmm.
and get your pose, end your video like this, but then you have to turn around and go over to Snapchat to record the red silhouette
Oh,
screen, and you have
I
to
thought that
make
was
sure
part of
that you
TikTok.
edit it. You have to make sure that you edit it to be perfectly aligned with the split between. So when
Okay.
I did mine and I saw that, the screen flipped instead of, being the exact same mirror
Hmm.
of the first picture, I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm not fixing this. Because it took forever to get to that point anyway. All
Mm.
for my picture to then, flip on the other side. You know what? It works. It
Well,
the,
see,
the
I
stuff
didn't know
you
that.
have to do.
Like, because I figured that between that and the busset, I knew that it would take a while because you have to do the first video,
Mhm,
then you have to change and do whatever you got to do and make up what have you for the second video.
mhm.
But I didn't know that you had to go on a separate app for
At
the
least for the
silhouette.
silhouette challenge, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I thought that filter or y-
Not
model
on
or
TikTok.
whatever. I thought, oh, I didn't realize that. See, because
Yeah.
I obviously have not done it. I
Right. And then
Dude, oh, I didn't know that.
you gotta give credit to the people who, they have some awesome programs on their computers themselves.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I've seen some, and God knows the men, they doing that silhouette challenge too.
Mm-hmm.
And this one guy, I mean, he lit it up. And I almost fell out my chair, you know, because it was so much work that was put into it, on his end of editing. And then
Mm-hmm.
it wound up being the hottest shit I saw that day. It took me like several hours just to do that one.
So you just imagine what someone else is doing, whose stuff is seamless,
Right.
and it's all, and people like see that minute and they go, oh, wow, it's great. And that minute took how many hours, or stuff like
Exactly.
that, or how, because it's not just the physical transformation, but it's also you got to get your head right, you got to
Mhm.
feel right to do it, you got to be like, okay, cool, you have to get yourself prepared mentally and physically for it to be like, all right, cool.
Exactly.
And if your knees ain't working that day when you try to do the bust it, like I saw some that were really funny where you could tell their knees weren't working because they were just down, they wasn't
Yes. Ain't
moving.
try to make no extra moves, no nothing like that. They
Exactly,
just
because you don't know how many takes they took to do that.
exactly.
And that last one was like, look, this it. I gotta fix dinner. My knees is. I gotta
They're
get the
done for
spray
the
out.
day.
Yeah,
Yes.
got
And if
ice
you don't
packs.
put it today, it's not gonna
Exactly,
happen. There you go.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because that was their only day off. And the kids were in actual physical school that day. You know what I mean? Like there's so many
Yes.
variables because you can't. I mean, you could. Depend. I'm not gonna shame it, but some people might not want to do the bus it and had to get there.
Oh my God. And
You
and
might not want to.
and that's the thing is I had to learn to a certain degree with kids. They know more than we
Um,
think. They do. So
always.
I've made it a habit, things that were taboo or I didn't, have those type of talks with my parents for
Hmm.
or whatnot. I try to be as transparent with my kid as possible with her still being able to be a kid. Like,
Yes.
no, mommy ain't got that type of money. No, this is not how this works. And mommy is about to get on TikTok and she's about to do a challenge that you will find a lot of people giving a lot of criticism for this.
Hmm.
But this is a uplifting, self-esteem thing for me. This is something that's nice. Don't feel like you have to, base what you want to do around the criticism of others. Your mom's about to drop it on a silhouette and she's about to look good. So she actually helped me with the Desperado challenge when I did because I didn't know how I was gonna wind up, pulling a hoodie over my head and
Hmm.
somehow it being ripped off, my face in the second video without some help.
See, I'm not familiar with that one. See, I don't know what that challenge is. I don't. I may have seen it and just not have seen like the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That was the one that I had posted on Facebook, and I had the black and white outfit on with the black choker.
Oh, oh, oh. That's what that's. Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
they call that the Desperado challenge for the song.
oh, yeah. I see. I see. Again, this is like I'm hip to a lot of stuff, but I'm also an old man in some ways. Like, so I'm like, I don't know what that. Like when you said Desperado, I automatically started thinking of like the song, that old westerns, that old like country song, and I started thinking about the movie series Desperado. I'm like, I don't,
Exactly.
I don't
Exactly. But then
wonder what that is.
you go over to TikTok and then you see Desperado challenge. Okay, this is gonna be stupid. And then you come up and see these people that blow you out your
Hmm.
whole chair, for what it took to do it. And she knows what I'm doing. I'm telling her, I'm looking for another TikTok challenge to do for that. It might be one of a more sexy nature. It might be one of a more goofy nature.
Hmm.
You right here, and I might need your help because I'm not that tech savvy. I mean, I was just like, how in the world do you even put this together in the
Yes,
first place to do this? And then when you see that end result, and it just really lifts you up. It makes you feel good. Hey, I made somebody laugh today. Hey, I made somebody today, or something like that.
exactly,
And
exactly.
it's a good feeling. It's a good
And
feeling.
you're getting that reaction, and again, it's it's empowering. The amount of people I've seen whose confidence has shot up during this time, because you're starting to see who is just like, kind of surface and kind of boring, they
Mhm.
seem like they might be really something. And then you're seeing who's creative, and who
Exactly.
and who's showing out, because you some that you're not really thinking about, but then we see somebody show out. You know what I mean? Like there's this
Exactly.
really cool vibe, and when you can just imagine their reaction is like, oh my god, everybody's, wow, this is, and it feels good, and it
Hmm.
feels, as long, but I just want them to keep having that positive feeling, keep
Exactly.
holding that in. Don't become negative with it, because sometimes a person, if it's too much, they can get negative with it. Just feel it, love it, use that to empower you and feel better, and
Exactly.
empower somebody else. And I love the fact that you're being transparent about it with your
Hmm.
daughter, and it won't be that taboo like you would have had to grow up with at this time. Because
Hmm.
imagine growing up with that strictness and that being told to stay in this box
Hmm.
now, with all the
Exactly.
challenges, and you see everybody else feeling good and having fun and being goofy and also being sexy, and then all of a sudden you just standing there and you're just like, I want to do that, I want to feel good, I want to be seen as cool, funny, sexy, what have you.
Hmm.
I can't imagine what that must feel like right now for some people who are into it, and it sucks. So
Get
I
your hands together, child. she's trying to. She's trying to show my cat.
Oh, I can't see the cat. Oh, there it is.
Hmm.
This is the second video I've had with a cat on it.
Yeah, this cat was probably sitting somewhere napping or chilling, and now she's like, "Why am I in front of this big light ring?" So,
The other video I had were kittens. It was like I think there were maybe three kittens that I saw that day,
I love kittens.
just up on there.
That's just beautiful. I love it. I
But
love
I,
it.
I, I just love that transparency, and again, breaking those societal, norms, and normalizing it. More important, normalizing it and breaking those toxic
Hmm.
negative cycles that we have to break. And my thing is, I cannot be into something like, maybe it's just not what I go with, but I
Hmm.
can support and I can show love, and I can be like, it's not for me, but
Hmm.
damn, it looks good on you. I
Hmm.
love that. I love how it's making you feel like it's bringing
Exactly.
out your light or what have you. And that's what it's about,
Exactly.
You don't have to
That's
get
what it
down.
is. She know just about anything. It's like, people, they get embarrassed about talking with their kids about, the subject of sex or
Mhm.
different things like this. No, I took out the book and I was like, this is what it is. She said ew. And I was like, okay, but first, before the ew,
Right.
here's some different things about it. And I was like, all right, honestly, it's fantastic. Number one. And number two, there's consequences to all of that, in addition to it being fantastic. You gotta be aware of it. You gotta be aware you could get pregnant. You could, venereal diseases, anything you could think of. These are consequences to all of that. Be safe. Wait, until you're ready and you can physically handle the responsibilities that will come if there are mistakes.
Yes.
Nobody's gonna toss you out on the street for who you love. Nobody's gonna toss you out on the street because you had a child or anything like that. These are what the consequences are. This is what will happen if you handle it too early.
Hmm.
So that's my whole thing. You're gonna know about the different things about it. You can't do certain things. You can't drink until you're 21. Obviously, a lot of people love to drink because it's what it is.
Hmm.
You be responsible, do what you got to do, and know that you should not be doing it before 21.
Exactly.
It's not that hard to, you know, broach tough subjects and let them know what the consequences or the laws are about it while still being honest about what you might have found good about it if that's what you do.
Yeah,
You know,
because it's balance. It's balance, because you can still say ooh, but when you have the knowledge, then you can, it's still ooh to you, but you have the
mm-hmm,
knowledge. So if it does come up, okay, this is what happened. This is what's happened. Ew.
mm-hmm,
but still, I know what that is. I know what this does. I know boom, 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 what
Hmm.
have
And
you. You
then
know
you'll be ready for when it's ah.
exactly. So when it turns from ooh to the oh, and then the ah, and then you ready? Because it's been like half an hour. You ready? You good? No. All right, cool. There's yeah, I'm not even there. I was about to tell a story, but there's not because I actually want to do another series of videos where there are stories that are told. I told a story a few months ago actually, and I didn't realize I was even telling the story. I just because it was funny, and it got a nice reaction from people, and I was like,
Mhm.
I because it's a dumbass story. Is a no, not dumb, but it was me trying to be a step parent and me being more awkward about it than they were. But I tried to talk to a yeah, I'll tell that story another time for real. I might actually need you to be a part of that project also. I'm gonna be
Hey,
real.
oh, hey, I'm here for it. I'm here
You know what
for
I
it.
mean? But
I'm
on
definitely here.
I would appreciate that truly. But on that note, thank you so very much
You're welcome. You're
for
welcome.
this is we went everywhere and anywhere. We started off with food and then we go see this is what I'm talking about. This is the type of conversation that we would have. We were out eating like ramen or burgers or what have you and
That's
sitting
right.
there chilling, closing the restaurant down. And
And
or
eating all their food.
this is what I'm saying.
There you go.
And then
Yes.
going somewhere else for some dessert, probably some cheesecake or whatever, what have you. This is
Yes.
yes, this is the whole point of this is why these are just I always say, oh, you know what, this is gonna be an hour, and I ended up going like over an hour because it just gets
Because
into it.
it's just it's on the flow. It's just with the flow. Let it be what it is.
That's it.
The best material.
Exactly. Because this is why I say I suck at interviews. Interviews are just not my thing. They're just not. But like conversations, yeah, I think I'm somewhat decent at them.
Right.
I'm not terribly awkward with them most times. So that's why I said, let's go. And you have just continued this incredible trend and line of series. Excuse me, line. So this line in a series of great just videos and conversations, and I appreciate it so much.
No
Uh,
problem.
if anyone wants to check out your artwork, anything, let them know where. So I'm actually going to put links in the description as well. But if you just want to give people some links where they can find you, they can get your art, they can see what's going on with the Get Down, let them know.
I sure will. I sure will. It's well, my IG handle is Lady Blue underscore artist. Um,
Which is right
I
on her
think my
page there. If you look,
yeah, right there
right,
at the
it's right
bottom.
over. Nope, that's right. That's on your. Yep, there it is. Nope.
It's
See, I'm
somewhere
wrong.
over here.
I'm not
Okay,
even gonna bother.
there's my finger. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that one. My TikTok I believe is Lady Blue 38. I think I,
Okay.
of course, I'll get all of that. But those are the main ones I like to be on now. Facebook is just Steph Janelle Edwards, and there's a little bit of everything on each of them. A little bit of my artwork, a little bit of being a whole meme shit poster, uh, TikTok videos, whatever you want to think of. It's there.
Mhm.
So it's promoting the artwork and promoting having fun, and that's what I'm about.
That's what it's all about. So thank you so much to Steph Edwards. Catch her on Lady Blue underscore artist. That G Life. Check out the comic strip is like I said, it you and Chuck Collins with Bounce. Like I'm loving both of your works. They're just awesome, and like it bringing back that art form of comic strips is cool because used to love them in the paper. Something
Right.
quick, profound,
Hmm.
it hits you, boom, going. I love seeing it bring it back.
Yes.
So this has been another all over the place episode of the Hungry Bleak podcast. Thank you to Steph Edwards for joining me and having the dope hoodie that you have on and being an all around just transparent and cool person. I
Thank you
am
for me.
Antonio Pomares.
Mm.
Look, go like, subscribe, share to the page, also to the fandom initiative, which will be actually when this video comes out, we should already be back. Um, yeah, we'll already be back. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your day. Do the best you can with what you got because it's all you get, really. That's it. All right, everyone, you have a good day and peace out. Thank you.
That is